Alright boys, if you clicked on this video, you more than likely like Fortnite and want to know when to late rotate versus when to early rotate. You want to know the difference and when you should be utilizing early rotates and when you should be late rotating. What I'm going to do is hop in and we're going to break this down in two parts. Obviously, when to late rotate and when to early rotate. I'm going to start with late rotations first so I can get that out of the way. But a very, very important question that I do answer in this video and why you should stick around and watch till the end is very, very important. I'm talking about half and half. A lot of people don't know whether to play center of the zone before half and half, so that way they have better chances of half and half, or playing edge till they actually get it. And I will very, very much so hop in and explain it in depth. I'll give you some great examples. You'll learn a lot in this video, and I'm going to give you a quick intro and then we're going to hop into part one. Basically, I'm a Fortnite coach. My goal is to help you improve as fast as possible in Season 6 and all the seasons to come. So if this video does help you out, man, make sure you do hit that sub button. Join the pack, man. We're posting Monday to Friday with videos. Monday to Friday with creative streams. I hop in streams, help you boys improve, man. So if you want to sub for anything there that you think will be helpful, roll with it, man. But let's get straight into the video. Alright, boys. Congratulations. You've made it to part one of the video. We're going to be talking about when to late rotate. There's only 2 or 3 real ways when you should be late rotating. The first one I'm going to explain right now, and then the second one I'm going to hop in and show you an example on lootlake.net, or known as Fortnite GG right now. So number 1 is you should be rotating in zone 1s and 2. That's when you should be rotating late, in zone 1 and 2. The reason being is because everybody is in their POI. So it means if they're in their POI looting and you rotate early, so let's say Billy's in his POI, you rotate early, he's still looting. First of all, he's going to have better loot than you because he stayed looting longer, and then he's going to be behind you. And you want to kind of have the opposite way where you're behind him. Because if he's behind you, you can't see him, but he can see you. Therefore, he has an advantage, a heavy advantage, and he can get 2 or 3 shots off. And that is a technique I rely on heavily. I abused that technique ever since I realized it. And you boys know, man, whoever watched that tournament last week where I was playing, like I haven't played a tournament in a minute. But watch, every time I set up for beams, notice I'm behind people. I'm looking at them in the back. And that's not coincidence. That's just the way I play. And I need to be abusing that strength way more often because not enough people do. And it's just the ability of being behind people. When you're behind people, it's more like, imagine for my boys who do watch football, like soccer, you know, football though. Or even Gaelic football for Irish people. Anything with 2 goals and has a goalkeeper. The goalkeeper doesn't have to do anything. But because he's behind everybody on the pitch, he can see everything that happens. You get me? He can see absolutely everything that happens, and he knows how things are going to play out. That's the way you need to be in Fortnite. You need to let everything happen in front of you and make sure you're behind it. So that way you can make the best possible decision for you and your team, especially if you're playing trios. So that's when to rotate late, zone 1 and 2, and you want to be behind people. Now, there is some circumstances where you need to rotate early, and that's, you know, when storm's coming. You know, and you have a long way to run, you want to rotate early and get in there, but you still don't want to be too early, and you don't want to linger around on the edge too long. What I'm saying is more just, I'm not talking about edge zone right now, I'm just talking about late rotates and stuff like that. You never really want to be playing edge too intensely. You kind of want to be playing not center but not edge. That's the best place to be, that little margin, the magma, if you know volcanoes and shit like that, that's where you want to be, the magma chamber, just in the middle, you know. I don't know what I'm talking about right now, but we're going to go on to we're not going to go on to part 2. We're going to go on to section 2 of part 1. Complicated shit. But I'm going to show you an example, boys. I'm going to flip you over to that screen right now. We're going to be on Fortnite GG explaining dead side and why you should rotate late in dead side. Let's go. Alright, boys. I want to quickly explain to you dead side and why it's an advantage rotating late for dead side. All this yellow on screen right now basically just means it's in zone. It's irrelevant because, you know, if you're in zone, you're dead. It's doing ticks to you. So I just have it kind of blanked off so it's not kind of distracting you. So imagine that zone coming in. And when it fully closes, it's going to be the size of the red circle. So we want to be in the red circle, but we want to get on dead side. I'm going to explain to you why it's an advantage late rotating. So imagine that it's going to take about 30 seconds for this yellow edge to reach this and become this zone. So you've got 30 seconds to rotate, aka this is a late rotation. The reason why this would be great is because of this fundamental right here. So I want to grab a color. I'm going to use just black for now. and then I'm going to use blue for us. So let me pull out this pen. Imagine this is everybody in zone, okay? So when they rotate in, they're going to rotate this way. Why? Because it's slow side. So you're going to have people coming in from Craggy. You're going to have people coming in from Pleasant. You're going to have people coming in from the tilted place. I can't remember what it's called for my life. You're going to have Spire. You're going to have Colossal Crops. You're going to have Lazy Lake. You know, you're going to have Weeping Woods. That whole area is going to be on this side of the map, because when they rotate in, the first place they reach is here. So you're going to have an absolute assortment and a huge amount of people that have just rotated in. So aka these little circles here are representing people. So these are all going to end up, this is the clustered side. Now you might have one or two that got away up here. You get me? But overall, this is dead side. This whole side here. So this would be my way of rotating dead side. AKA, there might be still some people rotating in this way, you get me? Just stranded around. Even here. But this is how I would rotate into dead side, okay? This is just, you know, a great way to do it. And it's usually taken the long way. So, obviously, you've got 30 seconds for the storm to close. And let's say, for example, you're rotating late. So, worst case scenario, well, it's not great color blue of all colors I could have used. Hopefully, that's big enough for you boys to see. But anyway, imagine you're here. Actually, will the blue be good enough? The blue might not be good enough. I want to make sure you boys are seeing this. What color are we going to roll with? I'm going to roll with some pink. You should be able to see that. So, imagine you're here on this bridge, okay? Yeah, this is real good and clear. So, you're on this bridge, and this is zone. So, you're basically running at the speed of zone. If you stop running, you'll get behind it. But if you keep running, it will keep you in front of it, and there's no way you'll go behind it. Everybody's going to be playing left side because it's slower. So, you can rotate around left, and they're thinking about making a play like that towards the dead side. But everything, for the most part, is going to be stacked around here. So you want to try and get up into this height right here. Example, this is where we're going to go. This is where we're rotating to. So let me get my black out again. This is where we want to rotate to. This high ground position right here. So back on pink. The way I would do it. First thing is first. I would make a play that would look exactly like this. Is out into this river. I do believe this river does go this way. If not, you do have the river on the left. It doesn't really matter. But we want to go in this way. I'm 90% sure this goes the way we want it to go. Like 90% sure. Because water flows out. So we go in this river. We work our way up the river. Again, avoiding people. You might get a few people up here that are rotating straight up. But it's okay. We're rotating out here. Now, by the time we get up there, zone is probably closed. Fully closed. So we're still in zone. We're safe. And we're away from everybody. Then it's as simple as creep your way up here. Okay, again, you don't want to cut across. This is what you don't want to do. You don't want to go in and go like this. That is not playing dead side to the fullest. If you come in and cut in and go straight to your point, you do not know what is on this whole arch up here. You don't know who's up here. And the whole part of playing dead side is actually to gain as much information as possible while avoiding fights. So if you play dead side properly, you can like long rotate up and around and maybe cut in here and then go up to your spot. And the thing is with that is when you're rotating up here, you can see people that are up here. I mean, you can see what it's going to be like. Like, for example, if there's 6 or 7 people up here, you could be like, oh shit, this isn't going to be dead side. Whatever way the zone happened or people just got unfortunate, dead side might not be worth playing. So you can be like, oh shit, let me cut in here. But now you know there's 7 people that are going to rotate down on top of you. So you know you might need to be aware of that. But if you cut straight across, you don't see those 7 people up behind these mountains. And you won't know. So rotating to here is a much better, like, the full kind of C motion to wrap all the way around to get to your position. And then that way you know, if you're here for a starters, you know there's nobody in these parts because you rotate edge. So now you know that something like this is very, very efficient. Like this, look. That's the way zone is. You get me? Everybody's in this corner. This corner is avoidable. So you know when you're here that you're safe. And then that kind of circumstance will play on when next zone happens and it gets smaller. You know, if let's just say, for example, let me get the red out again, just another quick example. If zone, let me get rid of all of these. Let me undo just my pink lines. We know we're up at that X now, okay? We know we're up at that X. So let's say we're there and next zone comes. And next zone looks like this, okay? I'm pretty sure next zone isn't half and half, but it works similar. So let's say it does something like this. Okay, imagine that's our next zone. That's about right size, I think. About right proportions. So where would we rotate to? We would just pull back over here and come right around on any side. I would say in this C is great. I would say personally I would go for up here. Simply now, it's a free rotate. If you go fast, it's a free rotate. How? Because when we rotated in last zone, we wrapped around here to get to this point. Remember, we wrapped up and around to get here. So if we see nobody on that rotate, what's the chances that if we pull back that way, there's going to be no people? And if there is people, it's a lot less people than going the other way. And what most people would do, like, you could probably still pull it and just rotate to here. Okay, that's a good rotate. But when you're thinking future-proof, what's going to happen? When all of these people have to rotate, they're going to rotate into right here. So now you've got hundreds of little circles wrapped around you and very close. So when you go to rotate next zone, which is half and half, you don't know what to do. Now that's why I would say play here in this circumstance. But I always try and get center. So if you could get somewhere here for this zone and half comes, you have great chances of getting into the next zone. Especially when I do something like this. Like, I know this video is getting very long, and especially this part of it, but I want to make sure you boys understand what's happening. Let's say that's you, dead center of the next zone. If I go like this and dissect it for half and half can be in one of 4 places. So when you cut it like this, half and half can look a lot like this now. Okay, let me get my rubber, get rid of this. So we know that's the zone roughly. Okay, that's the size of the zone. Half and half works like this. I need the small one. It will work like, imagine now we said that was here. So let me actually get a black circle like this. Okay, we said it was like that. That's about the size of our zone. Half and half can spawn in one of 4 places. In this corner like this, in this corner like this, and in this corner like this, and in this corner like this. Okay, so if you chill in one of these corners, basically you have, it's a quarter, so 25% chance of getting zone. Okay, so that's a 1 in 4 chance. So 1 in 4 games you will get zone. In, like, that's just theoretical maths. You'll get it. Okay, 1 in 4 places you get it. Like, that's not good, man. 1 in 4, 25% chance of getting it. So you don't know whether you're gonna get here. So imagine you're boxed up right here, and it pulls here. Look how far you have to pull. It's not worth taking that chance. It's definitely not, especially if you're a W key player and you need to get placement points from this game. It's not worth. So if you play center, it would cost you about, look how far you have to run, man. About 250 mats to get here. About 250 mats to get here. 250 mats to get here. 250 mats to get here. So if you play center, you know for sure that you're going to have to spend 250 mats. Whereas if you land here, you could spend anywhere as 800 mats to get across the whole zone. Especially if you're getting beamed, you could be scuffed. But at least if you're center and rotate fast, you are Gucci. So hopefully that makes sense. I don't want to talk too much on it. We're going to move into the next part. So I'm going to end this right here.